What a wonderful way to start this program, and I'm going to request my very favorite speaker, Mr. Arora, to deliver his opening address and welcome you formally. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arora for you.
Thank you, Raju, for giving me the opportunity to speak to this august audience today, which has so many experts in education from so many countries and who are representing different parts of the world. I have had the privilege of interacting with their excellencies for about half an hour before the program started. And speaking to them, there is something very common which emerged, which we're facing in India, and it appears all developing countries are grappling with the same problem. And that problem, as it was put out, is bureaucracy. Lots of good things the Englishmen left behind for us. All the Commonwealth countries, particularly, and some more who got infected by these Commonwealth countries in their bureaucratic processes, is a very strong bureaucracy. Now it depends how you define bureaucracy. Some people have defined it as an unnatural act committed between two consenting adults. So that's what it is, which leads to a lot of corruption, lead to red tape, lead to nepotism. English created bureaucracy to facilitate work, to facilitate development, to facilitate programs, and to facilitate upliftment of all. What happened in the last 60 years, however, is while the English moved on, we've stuck to the groove, not only in India, but in many places where a bureaucrat throws a book at you and just to say, this cannot be done. Anything and everything cannot be done under some rule or the other unless you have the means to facilitate. And you know what this facilitation means. In India, certainly, and I won't talk of the other countries, but we've almost perfected it to an art. So we have to grapple with this. There are good bureaucrats and there are bad bureaucrats. Similarly, since most of their excellencies are politicians, and there is only one bureaucrat on this table, the bureaucrat did not say what he suffers at the hands of politicians. So there are good politicians and there are bad politicians. And I'm sure here we have all good politicians and all bad politicians are perhaps sitting in our parliament. Not to be quoted in the media, please. Anyway, coming back to our theme, education, we can look at, if we want to go and dissect it in a micro way, then we could say that it's early childhood, it's K-12, it's higher education, it's professional education, it's vocational training, and so on. Because each is a segment of its own, and if I were to start talking about each element, even in minor detail, a major macro detail, it will take a lot of time. And we have themes and sub-themes in the ensuing sessions which look very interesting, and a lot of it would be covered there. I would try to touch only on the common problems which cut across. Now, some of you, your excellencies, are here for the first time. Some other distinguished visitors are also here for the first time. It may be interesting to note what we Indians stand for. Most of you have encountered the argumentative Indian. But I'll also show you another facet of the Indian, which is less talked about, but perhaps experienced with ladies and gentlemen who deal with India.